This is the ghetto, original ghetto wall. This is the actual wall,
Yes.
and this is a modern building built on the wall. How interesting!
It is actually behind the wall, but we
Yeah.
cannot plans to repurpose this entire street into a kind of educational facility.
So this is, I'm repeating that this is an
Yeah.
original building from the ghetto, and here too, and okay. Original street of the Warsaw Ghetto, an original street. The important road from Berlin to Russia, and therefore they had to build a bridge over the ghetto, from small ghetto to the large ghetto.
To Moscow.
Yeah, the important road which they needed,
The
so they had to
bridge, they had to
separate the
go.
ghetto.
They had-
The Umschlagplan.
Tram.
And here's the tram.
Here's the
Tram line.
Amazing.
Was from here to the other side, and this was the important road that went to
Yes, this was a
Moscow.
wall.
Berlin all the way to Moscow, where they needed the trucks and the tanks to go to Russia.
1940 to 1940.
Yeah, only
Yes,
3 years.
only 3 years. That's important.
Yes, yeah, it shuts where they would bring everybody before going on the train, on the cargo train. They would, thousands of people were here, and then they would walk behind the wall
Yes.
here to that Platz, and the trains were right across from the wall. Here, the train from the Umschlagplatz here across, the trains were across the wall, and you can see the buildings,
Yes.
the apartment buildings. Memorial for the Umschlagplatz, which means cargo. Yeah. No, after the war they copied it.
Yes. They what?
They copied the building after the war.
The same way.
Yeah, Art Deco. Same building.
And the same building.
That's the Aryan side, the building,
Yes,
or that was the
the
No,
ghetto?
the building was inside the ghetto.
Inside the ghetto.
But they
Yes.
had, the Jews had
And
to go
here's
from
the
the little
bridge.
ghetto same building.
Wow, so we're on this street.
Yes. Beneath.
Me on
The
the
bridge.
actual
This
street.
is it, we're here. At a high bridge because of the military equipment that had to come through this road. Train from the Umschlagplatz here across, the trains were across the wall, and you can see the buildings,
Yes.
the apartment buildings. 6,000 people would congregate here waiting for the train, but also behind, this building wasn't here.
The building.
Mostly to Treblinka. Miller 20 and Miller 18 is nearby, next door, where they committed suicide in the basement when they were uprising. 20 people committed suicide and were buried next door in a mass grave. Found these objects in the Miller 18 or Miller 20. Next door. 18 they committed suicide, 120 people, and they're buried here. Underneath, like Masada.
Yes, the Warsaw
Similar.
Masada.
This is Warsaw Masada, they call it. Isn't that
Yes, yes.
interesting? Similar as Miller Street. This is it after. Oh, this was after
This
the
was
uprising.
this
Oh,
was
during the ghetto.
during the Great Deportation action.
Yeah. This is the only synagogue that survived the war in Warsaw. Only surviving synagogue in Warsaw. This is the Villa Zabinski at the zoo, at the Warsaw Zoo. This is the famous villa where they did a movie, where they hid, the zookeepers hid Jews in the basement, and then they were then continued hiding in other places. The famous Villa Zabinski, where they hid Jews, the zookeeper and his wife. Then on the side, they were never caught. Look at the villa. Side of the villa. It was a great movie, wonderful movie. Beautiful park. Side of the villa.
What's the best?
you know, and
Cards.
many
Playing cards.
animals here also.
Brother,
Very beautiful.
Antonina, yes.
And he,
Who's the dining
Yeah.
room? So they live as a Tannenbaum. Yeah.
Zabinski.
Cooking with an otter.
You see this tunnel, yeah?
That's the tunnel.
This is this tunnel, yeah.
Unbelievable.
The director.
That's the tunnel where they would escape.
Now I'm president.
They would run out. There was a tunnel here, and they came out of the tunnel when the Germans were here. And she would play music, a certain music, and they would run out. Then she would play a Chopin to tell them they can come back.
Director in our zoo, because first one was only 1 year.
Antonina, the wife.
The friends, very interesting woman.
Yes.
His original books, most of the in German
It
language.
looked exactly the
Because
same.
Zabinski spoke perfect.
Gross did this.
Magdalena
And she was
Gross.
hiding here.
Yeah.
When this huge collection was a friend, and he was hidden here.
Yeah, friend Zabinski. And you know, he
Basement, the famous basement where they hid. Wow, big, huge basement. Fantastic. Oh, look at the window, the little window.
to her.
So Angelina Grossman would work
But
here,
no.
would work here. Come out, they would come out here if the Germans were, there was danger. She would, the wife of Mr. Zabinski would play a piano, a tune, and then when it was safe to come back, she would play Chopin. And this was, they would come out.
This sculpture, she received the gold medal. Late, you know, Offenbach, the opera. The
Daughter
yeah,
of
she,
the family.
yeah, she.
Wow.
And everything was in the basement here.
This was
And
the
after the war,
lamp.
this is the kitchen.
Beautiful.
After the war already,
Yeah.
Antonina and Jan prepared here everything. It was
Yeah.
look here, this is very.
The Jewish Museum, Polin, which means come and rest. When Jews were invited to settle here in the 1300s, because they had to flee Germany, France, Western Europe. The king invited them to come and settle in Poland. So this is the Jewish Museum of Poland. This was the interior of a synagogue. Journey through the 1,000-year Jewish history begins in a forest when the Jews arrived from Western Europe. The outside of the beautiful synagogue with the colors.